worship our God. Come, let us worship. Come, let us worship. Come, let us worship our God. Welcome, my sister. Welcome, my brother. Come, let us worship our God. There's bread for the journey and friends for the way. There's hope for tomorrow and love for today. The cup of forgiveness, all blessings release, to heal and renew us and bring us God's peace. Oh, Holy Spirit, bind us together now. Oh, Holy Spirit, bring us your peace. Oh, Holy Spirit, bind us together now. Oh, Holy Spirit.
Make a very quick announcement now. So the service tonight is designed to just less chit chat in between, more reflective enjoyment. So you have no orders of service. It's all on the PowerPoint. And for all of the hymns, you're going to remain seated. Please and thank you. And as I mentioned, once you see something go up on the screen, I won't be announcing we're going to sing this hymn now, that hymn now, because you're all beautiful, intelligent people and can figure that out. And thank you for being here tonight.
You can just say hello.
Hello.
Keep going, please. Keep going. Can I have the Christ candle liturgy on the screen, please? Thank you. Good evening. Light of the world, be our guide. Illumine the way of kindness, compassion, and harmony.
What a day. I'm worked off my feet. I think I'll just sit down and watch a little Jeopardy.
Someday I gotta fix that door.
I'm sure the guests would appreciate it. I don't know why on earth people have to come back to their hometowns for this census, but it sure helped us out, hasn't it? Usually this time of year is pretty quiet for Airbnbs. No kidding. Oh, you lost your...
I forgot something.
Just pretend. Little station break here.
That's my second line.
No kidding.
I hid it so well in my pocket, I forgot where I put it.
What's this? I thought our guests had paid the night.
Oh, the pre-book ones did, but some other people just came.
But our rooms are all taken.
I know, they put them in the garage.
What? How could you put someone in the garage? It's cold out there. And the car's inside it.
They couldn't find anywhere else to go, just a young couple expecting a baby pretty much any day now. From what I noticed, I moved the car into the driveway and set up a space heater.
But what will they sleep on? What bathroom will they use?
Don't panic. They're just happy to have a roof and some walls to keep them out of the wind. They have sleeping bags with them. I dug out the foam we use for camping. I said I'd leave the back door of the house unlocked in case they need to use the bathroom.
What? We don't know anything about these people. This might just be a scam so that they can sneak in the night and rob us of everything.
They didn't strike me as the calculating thieves type. Mostly they looked tired, cold, and desperate. Her especially. I don't think they'd be on the road if they didn't have to be.
How did they get here? Where are they from?
They got off the bus at the corner. I didn't get their life history. I didn't play 20 questions with them.
When is the baby due?
I didn't ask.
You didn't ask.
No, I don't ask such questions like that. I don't ask strangers when their babies do.
No, you just rent them the garage and offer to leave our house unlocked for them.
Look, if you want to know, go out and ask them.
Maybe I will. I'll find out if they've got enough blankets. That wind is pretty wild out there. You'd need a pretty warm sleeping bag to keep warm in the garage.
I'm sure there was an action movie on tonight. Feels like a good night for Bruce Willis. But I might have to fix the remote. Now, who the heck is that out there? We don't have anything left but the garden shed, and I don't think it'll hold those people.
Ray, it's here, it's here.
What is?
The baby, the people in the garage. They have a beautiful baby boy. He's just so beautiful, I can't describe it. Come on out with me and come and see him.
I've seen babies before, but who are those guys in our driveway? They look like they just came from their farm work. They're not even coming to the door. They're headed for the garage. I'm going to find out what's going on.
Good idea. Here's your coat.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Have to get that door fixed someday.
We were just checking our livestock, and all of a sudden the sky lit up like it was the middle of the day. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it for myself.
And I've never seen or heard anything like this. And the music, the angels started singing.
The angels told us to come here to see the Savior, the one we've been waiting for.
Jesus, his name is Jesus.
That's it. Bye.
So we meet again.
We've Mucked Out the Stable by Tom M. Schumann. We've mucked out the stable and put down the plush carpet. Still, you will come, tracking in mud from the Jordan and shaking sin's dust off your clothes. The animals have been dropped off at the SPCA and the room deodorized. Still, you will come, leading the lost, the least, the little, into our midst. We've turned over the manger and covered it with Irish lace, setting the table with the finest silver and china. Still, you will come, tearing the linen into strips for binding our wounds, selling the silver to feed the hungry. We've tamed and made marketable the most holy of nights, shaping it by our own desires and dilemmas. Still, you will come, slipping between the cracks in our despair, to fill our emptiness with grace, and the carols of angels to transform our acquisitiveness into generosity. May it be so.
Sorry, there's a lot of props out here.
The weak ones of our society have taught me so much. They have shown me what it is to live simply, to love tenderly, to speak in truth, to pardon, to receive openly, to be humble in weakness, to be confident in difficulties, and to accept handicaps and hardships with love. Jean Vanier, L'Arche Community. The mission of the L'Arche Community is to create safe and welcoming communities for individuals with intellectual disabilities. A place where people, whatever their differences, whatever their abilities or disabilities, are celebrated. A place where there's always a spot at the table during the holidays and every day. Tonight we're going to hear a story from a gentleman named Leonard. And Leonard was somebody who is a client of the L'Arche Community. And we're going to hear what they get up to on Christmas Eve. It'll be interspersed with some singing, so anytime you see hymns come up, please sing along. So let's journey through Christmas Eve with Leonard and his friends. It didn't feel like Christmas Eve. I didn't even want to go to Mass. I was so tired of all the hassles and arguments all day. Arguments between assistants and corps members, assistants and assistants, corps members and corps members. Ugh, the house was divided. It was 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. Alfred had thrown himself on the floor. Rita had thrown and broken her cup. Pierrette had cried that Christmas was ruined and closed her eyes and prayed to God that we'd all just go away. Her face scrunched up tight like a fist, like a discarded invitation left lying in a ball in the corner. It had been one long day of frustrated expectation, like an endless trip to get someplace special we never, ever arrived at. And that kept receding in flatness. Everybody became twitchy and irritable. We'd been talking about Christmas coming for weeks. It was like we were all sitting waiting for the magic and love to open up. And when it didn't, we started blaming each other. We tried opening one gift each to see if that would help. Help open the magic and love just a crack. But nothing happened. In everything we tried, something was missing. I just wanted to go to bed. We piled into the van, didn't speak on the way. Pierrette started to sing along to some radio jingle, and Rita told her to shut up. I have got such a headache, stop singing. With her cleft palate, it sounded like heartache. I got a heartache. We couldn't find a place to park, and so had to walk, piled out into the cold. Pierrette forgot her mittens. Why do you always forget your mittens, Pirouette? She does it on purpose, someone accused. Pirouette cried that she did not do it on purpose. Alfred muttered and swore under his breath, like he was full up with everything and everyone was thinking and feeling all day, and it had to come out. In a litany, the winter night clouded with curses. We met Leonard inside the cathedral. Leonard lived in our house too and shared a room with Matt. He'd been away at a Christmas party for his workshop. He clapped and danced when he saw us. I couldn't understand why. And he stood wearing a paper hat and a dumb look that made Rita suddenly start laughing. Ha! Look at Leonard, she pointed. What a fool. You're such a fool, Leonard, she sang, carrying herself along in a huff and then resting. Leonard's workshop made little wooden boats and trains that the community shop sold. He went around shaking all of our hands like he had some good news to share, his grip rooted and bracing, his breath warm and sweet, smelling of Christmas cookies and shortbread and fruitcake seasoned with rum. We got all tangled together and touched. The big bell pealed and Leonard led us through the heavy doors with a dance walk. He looked brilliant in his party clothes. We were late and slow, and they started without us. We had to find some space in the back. God seemed so very far away. The cathedral domed and towered, and we gazed up at the rich golden light every place. Wow, said Rita. There were families and couples everywhere, fancy women, children dressed in their nicest clothes, best behavior. There was a choir of boys somewhere, and distant, faint drafts of spicy, sweet incense. Pirouette closed her eyes when you were supposed to and opened them when you were supposed to, but nothing happened. Her face remained worried. Alfred had to go to the washroom, and Gus, my colleague, took him. Matt kept biting the skin around his fingernails. And when it came time for communion at last, Leonard was the only one who stood at the invitation. Rita said, "No, yeah, you go for us, Leonard," and slid down in the pew. I said I'd take him, and Leonard led me up the long road of red carpet. When we reached the crossing, he stopped by a deserted side chapel and turned and signed to me to come follow, and he ducked inside. The chapel was warm and embracing. Stone walls flickered and glowed. I sat down in a window recess to wait. We'd be home soon, I thought, and I glanced at my watch. Leonard stood in front of the crucifix and crossed himself. It was never easy to understand Leonard when he spoke with words. You had to really listen, and you had to know him. Christ understood perfectly. Leonard prayed aloud, and in the rise and fall of language, I recognized the name of his friend, Charlie, who had died 2 Christmases ago. Charlie had Down syndrome, and had lived in the same institution as Leonard before coming to live in community. Charlie and Leonard were like brothers, and the loss made Leonard sad and heavy at times, so that he wouldn't come dance in the living room when you put on the Bay City Rollers. He wouldn't change his dirty clothes when you told him, and turned up at your tone. Leonard prayed for the soul of his friend, his name whispered in the chapel and settles in the arms of Christ, gently, lovingly. I closed my eyes, and in the peace prayed to Jesus to take away the sadness and weight I still wore like dirty clothes. I could feel myself beginning to settle down into a more rooted place. I became aware of my breathing, my crowded, busy mind. After a moment, Leonard tapped me on the shoulder and took my hand. When we made it to the front, finally, Leonard solemnly stepped forward, then suddenly stole the chalice out of the priest's hands and, with his strong thirst, proud spirit, drank the wine down in a few gulps. "Ah," he said as he licked his lips. And there was a purple ring. I started to open it a smile. The priest didn't smile, and carefully and very seriously took the cup back. He signed something in Latin. Christ understood perfectly. I seized the bread and wine of the moment, and Leonard and I walked around with our tapers lit up now. "Wow, wow," he kept saying, "the eternal wow," gazing around at all the points of the light, at all the people, like stars coming out. His boyish face lit up with zing, like when you helped him shave and he slapped on some skin bracer. He stopped and gazed up at his Mother Mary with such a deep human love that light spilled from his eye. She held her arms out to the whole world, and Leonard wanted to reach out and hug everybody in the congregation. And some responded warmly and shook his hand, and others remained seated inside themselves. They wouldn't flow out to him. They just stared past him like he wasn't there, smiled politely, faces shining with a clean, hard light, like polished brass, like a gold pendant, kept their hearts cordoned. Some treated him like a child and preciously. Others have him looks that said it was not how they believed people should behave inside this institution. Some glanced away, embarrassed by all his dancing openness, naked felling and showing, and others looked as if they wished they could embrace him and break free. As we passed through the crowd and I recognized my frightened selves reflected back, I caught up to Leonard and took his hand. Leonard loved the children and the little babies all bundled up. I assured one young mother that it was all right, that he was very gentle, and she let him put his face up and say hello. He beamed like the sun. The tired woman looked into Leonard's warm, beaming face and handed him her child to hold and to rock for just a minute. Leonard kissed the baby's forehead, left a mark of glistening. The baby stopped crying, and the woman smiled a moment, looked less pursued in that light, more a hopeful follower of the future than a sad-eyed refugee of a past. I handed Leonard back his candle, and he turned and carried it to where the others were left sitting, walked with slow ceremony down the long aisle, cradling the fragile, warm flame that trembled and bounced. The priest was declaiming that God was the light that the darkness could never extinguish, and that Christ was the light of the world, that we were all light and loved and held in God's hand. And as he was speaking, Leonard passed the light from the tip of his taper down the dark line to each one of us. Pirouette gazed down with wonder at the light she was holding and swallowed, then suddenly smiled. Rita looked at her light and laughed, a nervous flicker at first, then out loud. Matt looked at his light, his dark eyes glowing with shy halos inside. Alfred looked at his and was silent. And one by one, our faces lit up with each new light. All our separate lights seemed to grow stronger, more confident. There was a warm feeling passed down through us, down the line, like forgiveness. I turned to Gus, and we looked one another in the eye, shook hands, acknowledging the light in each other. Leonard and Matt embraced. Everyone in the cathedral stood to sing the final hymn, held hands, candles aloft. Rita knew all the words, didn't need to look at a book like other people did. Gus teased her that she looked just like the Statue of Liberty, and Rita rolled her eyes as she was singing, and then she gave him a good slap. He called her it again. Pirouette said she never wanted the moment to end and closed her eyes up tightly. The bell rang out for Christmas Day, and you could feel it shiver all through you. The priest gave the final blessing, and free of heavy shadow, we were vaulted up into the heavenly music, warm feeling. Families and neighbors were all kissing and hugging. Wow, wow, Leonard kept saying, like he kept seeing shooting stars every place. Suddenly, all the lights in the cathedral were switched on from somewhere, like an explosion from a long-lit fuse. Down inside, I felt the warm, still-centered Leonard had led me back to. We walked out together holding hands like one big family. Rita walked with an angel in her step. like her legs weren't bothering her anymore. I'd gone into church depressed and exhausted and had emerged with a starry feeling and the energy of love. "Look it, snow!" cried Pirouette. And suddenly everyone held out their hands, started catching it on their tongues. Strangers, neighbors we didn't know. Big, soft, floaty flakes that hung onto our coats and mittens and eyelashes. It was like the hand of heaven had opened up. There was a life-size nativity scene on the front lawn, all lit up. The night was like a million lit tapers, and I stopped to breathe in the wonder a moment. The light, rich, heady scent of snow, like bread rising, before we hopped in the van and sang all the way home. We stayed up late and drank the wine we didn't all have in church. The living room was warm and homey, and we switched off the lights a moment to see the tree all lit up. "Wow," we all cried at once, and sat wrapped in silence. It was so beautiful. Pirouette said it was beautiful the way everyone all helped to decorate the tree. I can see where Rita helped, and I can see where Alfred helped, and I can see where Matthew helped. We switched the lights back on and tried to guess our Chris kinders. Matt and Leonard played Santa. Leonard got jumbo bubble bath. Gus said, "Great, now we will never get him out of that tub." Matt got more Legos. Pirouette got slippers and a cookbook to try. Alfred got new clothes his family sent him. Rita got a new mug that played "Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells." Gus got a funny t-shirt, and I got a serious book. Pirouette said we all had gifts and closed her eyes and prayed for peace and joy for all God's people this holy night. Her beautiful face relaxed and peaceful and open, like it could hold the whole world. I would invite you now, as we get ready to sing our closing hymn, to switch on your tea lights if you have tea lights. If there is a pew near you that doesn't have a tea light, if you could kindly share, that would be wonderful. We're going to dim down the house lights up here and a little bit of the lights here. We're going to sing Silent Night 3 times. The first 2 verses will have accompaniment, and the last verse we will sing a cappella without any accompaniment. And then I would invite you, when you are ready, to switch off your lights and quietly make your way out of the sanctuary. And from Grace United Church's family to your family, we wish you the merriest of Christmases, Christmas filled with hope, peace, joy, and love. The gift to know that you are enough just as you are, and you are loved beyond measure. Silent Night. Please stand.
We shall go out with hope of resurrection. We shall go out from strength to strength, go on. We shall go out and tell our stories boldly, tales of a love that will not let us go. We'll sing our songs of wrongs that can be righted. We'll dream our dreams of hurts that can be healed. We'll weave a cloth of all the world united within the vision of new life in Christ. We'll give a voice to those who have not spoken. We'll find the words for those whose lips are sealed. We'll make the tunes for those who sing no longer. Expressive love alive in every heart. We'll share our joy with those who still are weeping. Raise hymns of strength for hearts that break in grief. We'll leap and dance